वहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। सुखचिदखण्डविबोधमद्वितीयं वियदनलादिविनिर्मिते नियोज्य भ्रमयति भवसागरे नितान्तं त्वघटितघटनापटीयसी माया. So this is what it is. So this you who is what? All happiness without reason, happy without a cause, and happy all the time, and happy, you are a happy being without a second, and you are all knowledge. And this being, what does Maya convert to? A crying, frightful mess. This is what the Maya converts this, Brahman into this Jiva, makes the Brahman into Jiva, as it were. And what is Jiva? Jiva, I told you, is full of peeves, is nothing but piva, and then keeps on crying all the time and says, help, I am flailing in the ocean of samsara. That is what our Mirabai also did, the poetess, saint poetess from the 14th century. And she was a Krishna Bhakta. She was always singing for Krishna and she wanted a guru. And what happened, so she got the guru and then she sings. She's composed a wonderful song. Mori lagi lagana guru charananaki. Seem to be addicted to the feet of the guru. And then, why? Jhoota maya sab sapananaki. Everything else is maya, everything else is mithya, and everything else is just like a dream, cannot be taken to be reality. And then what? I went to the guru for asking, come this side a little bit, asking for swimming lessons. How to negotiate the ocean of samsara? How to swim in the ocean of samsara? Should I do front stroke, back stroke, butterfly stroke? What should I do? And the teacher was so adept, more adept than Maya. And what did the teacher do? The teacher made a revolution, an inner revolution within me, caused there to be an inner revolution. And so he asked me to close the eyes and had the vision underwent an inner revolution. And when I came to, and then I opened my eyes, Bhavasagar sab sukh gaya hai. The ocean of samsara was an ocean of samsara. The ocean of Bhavasagara here, the ocean of samsara. Bhava means constantly becoming cranky. That's what, And it was seen to be an ocean. What happened to the seaweed of desires entangling me? Gone. What happened to the sharks of raga and the alligators of dvesha catching me and the snapping turtles of bugging people and things? Gone. What happened to the eddies and the whirlpools and the difficult riptides and the surfers and the breakers and all these things? What happened to all of them? Gone. Why? Because the ocean of sorrow dried up in the compassionate glance of the Guru. The warm, compassionate glance of the Guru. Glance of the Guru means that the Guru's glance is nothing but the glance of the teaching. It's like these colony of monarch butterflies. There's something to see. It's very, very nice. So these monarch butterflies, they are all there. They are like columns and columns on them, but the morning has not yet come. And their wings are all stuck together. And they don't think they can fly. They just flutter a little bit, but then they're all just stuck together and the wings are all stuck together because of the humidity and the cold of the night. And then slowly the sun rises and warms up the wings. And then they flutter, 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 and then they fly away in a big rain. First they drop and they fly and they drop and they fly. It's quite a scene. And so, it is this Atma Jnanam is like that. You have convinced yourself, I can't fly, I can't walk, I can't do this, I can't do that, I'm limited, I'm an idiot, I'm a monkey, I'm a donkey, I'm good for nothing. These are all whatever. And the light of knowledge is like the sun coming over the hill. It's like the dawn of, what? The dawn of awakening. I am not this body. I'm not this mind. I'm not the senses. I am the whole inhabiting, as though this body, like even space, inhabits the spot without really inhabiting the pot. In fact, pot is in space. The whole Jagat is in me. I am not in the Jagat. And when you know that, the wings come to life and you fly away, you are no longer trapped. That is how it is. Very beautiful. So this is, so this Maya, is this ocean of samsara is but a notion of samsara, and that notion is called out by which Shastra? That is Vedanta. Then the next one. Apagata guna varna jati bhede sukha chiti vipravidaham kritincha sukha chiti vipravidadyaham kritincha sputayati sutadaragehamoham sputayati sutadaragehamoham tvaghatita ghatana patiyasi maya. So Sukhachit we have already seen. So in this Sukhachit, in this all happy without a reason consciousness which is me, in me, who is free of form, name, everything. And who is this me? Apagata, from which has departed. What? Guna. I am free of all gunas. And then I am free of jati, any species, human, woman, man, tree, this, that, whatever it is. And jati also, it is, what is that, I am a warrior, I am a kshatriya, I am a brahmana. These are all categories. I am rich, I am poor, I belong to the left wing. Dakshina Paksha, and I'm a right wing, Now in this country, there is two Kotidvayam, two groups. One group will die but will not wear a mask, and another group will wear a mask. And then it's all political, And to mask or not to mask, that is the question, And in the process, the underbelly of American politics stands unmasked. That is all what happens. So like this, this is the, here there is no jati. For this happy, limitlessly present consciousness, there is no other, there is no guna, there is no, then guna varna, there is no color, black, white, brown, yellow, pink, nothing, free of coloration. Yattadagrehya madraksham avarnam agotram apanipadam. This is Mundakopanishad. So, apagata gunaha yasmat, from which all the gunas have departed. I mean, they were not there to depart, but by cognizing myself, I have seen that I am free of gunas. I am free of color, varna, because the color belongs to the body. Color belongs to the mind. Rajas, sattva, tamas, the guna belongs to the mind, the color belongs to the body. Jati belongs to, again, some kind of a buddhi. I am this, I am rich, I am poor, I am brahmana, I am kshatriya, etc. Then, so in this happy I, then ahankritim cha sputayati. Sputayati means gives birth to, makes obvious. Ahankriti, a certain wrong identification with the help of the ego, the ahankara. So what is the wrong identification? Viproham. There is a Indian company called Wipro. Viproham doesn't mean I work for Wipro. Okay. Vipraha means I am a learned brahmana, I am a scholar. Look at the stripes, I can outdo the zebra. All the stripes of holy ash on me. I am holier than thou, literally. And then some people wear stripes and some people wear vertical stripes. That is also another thing. I am a Vaishnava, I am a Shaiva. I am a Shakta, I am this, I am that, all these kinds of things, and that's going to be talked about more in the last verse as well. So for now, just that identification, I am learned. How dare you treat me like this? I am a learned man, I am a learned woman, I am a man, I am this, I am that. And also along with these prideful identities comes the other identity, which is like, I'm no good, I'll never excel in anything. How do you know? Have you tried? No, but I know. How do you know without trying? It's boring to try. I already know because I have concluded. So like this, sputayati. Sputayati means, causes to come up, manifests, makes obvious, or, makes it happen. And, what does it manifest? Vipra, Vipra means Brahmana, learned. Vit means Vaishya, accountant. So the one who is always counting other people's money, of course, and like a bank teller. So this is, so Vipra Ahankriti, Vit Ahankriti, Adipada, other things, Kshatriya, etc., all the other gradations of their ancient society, all the Ahankaras associated with them. I have, I am, I don't have, I am not, all these things, whether you identify positively or negatively, all those are included. Sputayati. It's suddenly in this Sukhachiti, in this Sukhachit, which is free of all divisions, which is all knowledge, which is, not a desirer, which is free of guna, varna, jati, any kind of divisions. And somehow, people start strutting around like peacocks. I am a Brahmana, I am a Kshatriya, I am a Vaishya, like this, all these things. And then they are convinced, and then each one has its own idea of how they should be treated, etc. And then not only that, this sputayati should be used twice. So ahankritim cha sputayati, and then one more thing sputayati, one more thing she manages to manifest. What is that? Moham sputayati. Moham sputayati. She manifests in you the free consciousness, limitlessly free consciousness, a delusion. And what is that delusion? Delusion, sute moham, suta moham, or sutasya moham, darasya moham, gehasya moham, sutadara gehanam moham, or sutadara dara gehe moham. So this moha centered on or with reference to Vishaya Saptami in that case. So, with reference to what? Suta. Suta means what? Child, offspring. And Suta. Suta, Tanaya, all this is, child. So, child moha, child delusion. Somebody said, should I not love my children? Please love your children. Nobody is telling you not to love your children. Okay? But if you say, I can't live, I can't live even 1 minute without them, there is something wrong. Yeah, I can't go even 1 minute, I have to see them all the time. That's micromanaging. It's a dysfunctional love. And that which is, what is that? Powered by guilt, powered by hurt, powered by, if I love them now, then they will love me back in my old age when I need it the most. So they're not children, they are a life insurance policy, Stop that. So that is what is moha here. Or I'm better than you who doesn't have children because I have children, This is what the whole thing is. This is all moha. This is all a kind of a delusion. Then dara. Dara means, spouse, wife here. But funny thing about wife in Sanskrit, there are 3 words, Kalatram. Kalatram, neuter, okay? Bharya, feminine. Dara, masculine. Masculine word for wife, feminine word for wife, and neuter word for wife. Very interesting, So here the masculine word is used, And so, Dara Moha means the kind of a strange attachment, a codependent, dysfunctional attachment with your life partner that is not very healthy, and that is also called, That is what is called Dara Moha. Then one is house proud. Geha Moha. Geha means house. So, if supposing somebody comes to your house and says, oh, what a lovely house. Who says thank you? You. Think about it. If you say thank you, that means I'm not complimenting you. But if you are saying thank you, that means the identification with the house is complete and you are not the house. But if you identify with the house as you, then this is moha. If your children become extensions of you, that is moha. We know, everybody knows this, When the parent says, are you coming out with me dressed like that? Every generation, same thing. Do you really think you're going to come out with me dressed like that? And the teenager shrugs the shoulders, chews the gum. Why not, Mom? Why shouldn't I be dressed like this? This is hip, This is hip. This is what everybody is wearing. Get over it, Over my dead body. If you love me, you will go change right now. Young man, young woman, whatever it is, And that means what? That means that I don't want to be seen with you. Why? Because you are an extension of me and I have a say over you. And as long as, I'm feeding you and you are staying in my house, doesn't matter. I may be 90 and you may be 60. But you are going to wear what I want you to wear. This is moha. Sutta moha. Dara moha. How could you do this to me? How could you do this? This is a betrayal. What betrayal? This is what it is. And so like this, every single thing is seen as a betrayal. Geha moha. Any crack in the house is a crack in my head. This is what the whole thing is. So one gets very agitated. So to that you can add all other mohas. Job moha. I am employed. I am unemployed. I am this, I am that. I am famous. I am infamous. All these things. She manages to somehow do for this for this I who is free of all ahankaras, who is free of all identification, who is nothing but itself. So it manages to make you identify with everything finite. The infinite you identifies with the finite. Can there be anything more sad? In other words, you have chosen the finite over the infinite. And of course that is cause of mourning. Yeah, this is what it is. Naturally, if you've given up the infinite in order to hug the finite, this is, you can, tell that this is the problem of Maya. This is what Maya as a force makes you do. Okay? Yeah. So, oh Maya, the cleverest of all, you make the impossible very much possible. Because how can otherwise this, divisionless Atma start identifying with kith, kin, wife, husband, etc. It is because of all of your prowess alone. Then, Vidhi Harihara Vibhedamapyakhande Vidhi Harihara Vibhedamapyakhande Bata Virachaya Budhana Piprakamam Bata Virachaya Budhana Piprakamam Brahmayati Harihara Bheda Bhavan Brahmayati Harihara Bheda Bhavan Aghatita Ghatana Patiyasi Maya Aghatita Ghatana Patiyasi Maya. So not content with dividing this, akhanda chit, vibodha chit, this not content with dividing this indivisible consciousness, not content with making it have an ahankara, I am a brahmana, I am a kshatriya, and not content with making it have some kind of a delusion. This is this is me, this is my children are me, my husband is me, my wife is me, my house is me, etc., etc. So not content with that, she then goes over to the Bhagavan's side and cuts up Bhagavan. This one is Vidhi. Vidhi means Brahmaji, because he writes your Vidhi, destiny, through the creation. Vidhi. And then Hari. Who is Hari? Hurry up, tell me. Who is Hari? Who is Hari? Vishnu. Hari is Lord Vishnu. And who is Hara? Shiva. So here we are talking of the, Trinity. Yeah. Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. Vidhi, Hari, Hara. Why didn't he say Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva? He would have made it easier for me. Well, because it doesn't fit the meter. Vidhi, Hari, Hara, Bheda, Bhavan. Like that, it's a particular meter. So, Vidhi, Brahmaji, Harihi, Vishnu, Hara. So, Akhande Chiti, in this consciousness which is free of any kind of divisions, Maya makes 3 cutout figures. Once she calls Brahmaji, packs him off to Thailand because that's where he is worshipped. Other than one place in Rajasthan in Pushkar. Pushkar, there is a Brahmaji temple, but otherwise, we don't worship Lord Brahma because he is the author of samsara. We don't want to propagate samsara because if you worship Brahma, then he will be happy and rain more samsara. So you don't worship Brahma. Okay? So, but people in Thailand beg to differ. So in every road crossing, Brahma is there. One small shrine for Brahma. Various kinds of iterations of Brahma are there. Very nice. I saw it in Bangkok, and then I asked somebody, why is this like this? And they said, they believe that when the Creator is there, the Lord of Death cannot come, Yama cannot come. So at all the accident crossings, any place, they put Brahma there for safety. Beautiful sentiment, So this is Vidhi. Then Hari, Lord Vishnu, the one who is, Shankha Chakra Gadadhari. And, and then in another form, Kunja Vihari, and Muralidhara, Govardhana Giridhari, all iterations of Lord Vishnu. Another cutout. Maya is busy. She has a paper cutting class today. And except instead of paper, she is cutting consciousness, as it were, into various pieces and sticking them on the wall with a garland and saying, this is Brahmaji, packed off to Thailand. This is who? This is Vishnuji. Oh, he can remain here because I want a lot of things. And he is Sthiti Karta. He keeps everything going. And whenever, Vishnu is the source of desire fulfillment. Shiva temple people only go desperate, terminally ill people, really. Because the rest of the people are rushing towards Vishnu. Shiva just gives moksha. Who wants moksha? No one. No one wants. Very few people want moksha. People want moksha first. And if you want moksha, you head over to Vishnu. Then, when the heart is clear to know what you really want, then only people come to Shiva. That is what the whole thing is. So nobody comes to Shiva, but then he is also there, as a kind of a last resort choice, for nothing else works, so let us go to Shiva. So here Shiva is there, Vishnu is there, Brahmaji is there, and then Bata Akhande, in this indivisible self, in this indivisible Brahman Atma, all these things are cut up. Bata means, oh dear, alas, alack. It's an expression of dismay and despair. Hey Bata, aho Bata mahat papam kartum vyavasitha vayam yadya rajya sukhalobhena swajanam hantum udyataha. So, this is what Arjuna laments. Aho Bata, in the end of the first chapter, Aho Bata mahat papam kartum vyavasita vayam. We have set ourselves up to do a terrible papa by killing our own people because of lobha, greed of kingdom, happiness, and overlordship and money. Because of that we are killing. Shame on us. So Aho Bata is also, it's like shame on us. That kind of a thing, Oh, fie upon us. So, oh, fie upon Maya, Aho Bata. Bata, Virachaya. Virachaya actually should be Virachya, but for the sake of the meter, it's a poetic license. Virachya, Virachaya, having created, and then what? Budhanapi Prakamam. Prakamam means, delightfully deluded. Delightfully deluded who? Budhanapi, even the most learned people who sit and argue as though Shiva, Vishnu and Brahma are different from one another, and as though they are all real and separate. They all sit and argue. It's called an intra-faith conference. No, Vishnu is this, Vishnu is that. I went to one Sita conference 2 years back in Varanasi. I went Sita conference, so it was all about Sita, and I had to moderate a panel, about the Uttara Ramayana, which is an interpolation, because where Sita is taken cruelly on a picnic by Lakshmana and left there in the pregnant Sita is taken and left there in the forest because of some dhobi, some washerman who says bad things about her because she was abducted by Lord Rama, and even though she went through a fire purification, and then so she was still left, cast out by Lord Rama. This is an interpolation. It's very clear, because when you see the Valmiki's language and style, this is a later interpolation. Valmiki's Ramayana ends with a Pattabhishekam, with a coronation of Lord Rama. This much is there. So there was a debate, and then so there was some people who came, and the people on the panel, they were arguing as though Rama was sitting in the audience. It was so real. No, he left, and the other one said no, he didn't leave. It was the hardest panel I have moderated. I had to pray to Lord Rama to end the drama. I was like, oh Lord Rama, take away the D from drama. You please preside and, moderate this panel, I had to say. It went out of hand, because it was all, they got so, each one, with their position, they got so riled up. So this is what Mithya makes you do. This is what, Maya is the personification of Mithya. That's what it is. So this is what, this is what taking Mithya seriously is, having a Maya attack. That's what the whole thing is. So then, Brahmayati, again, she deludes, she makes you wander, she bewilders. And then what? Harihara Bheda Bhava. And the person is always saying, I am a Shaivite, I am a Vaishnavite. And the third one says, I am Ite. Why? Because he or she hasn't made up their mind who to worship. So therefore, like this, there are so many stories of people getting confused, and people, wanting their own gods, and cutting up that consciousness into various kinds of, forms and names, and believing them to be real. Oh Maya, hats off to you. You have the greatest prowess. But really, you make the possible, you make the impossible possible. You make the possible also as though impossible, like Vedanta Shastra. So, that is, let us chant the whole thing once, so that we, it feels nice, and it will feel like a sense of completion. And then I have to address a few other things. We will do that. Nirupama nitya niramshakepya khande Maichiti sarva vikalpanadi shunye Ghatayati jagadisha jiva bhedam Tvaghatita ghatana patiyasi maya Shruti shata nigamanta shodhakanapi ahadhanadhi nidarshanena sadyah kalushayati chatushpadadya bhinnan aghatita ghatana patiyasi maya sukhachida khanda vibodhamadvitiyam viyadanaladi vinirmite niyojya Brahmayati bhavasagare nitantam Tvaghatita ghatana patiyasi maya Apagata guna varna jati bhede Sukhachiti vipravidaham krit vidadyaham kritincha Sputayati sutadara gehamoham त्वघटितघटना पटीयसी माया विधिहरिहरविभेदमप्यखण्डे बत विरच्चय बुधानपि प्रकामं भ्रमयति हरिहरभेदभावान् अघटितघटना पटीयसी माया अघटितघटना पटीयसी माया. So this my friends is Mayapanchakam. One thing, as we understand this, as we get a grip on what this Maya is, the best way to look at it is how it, affects one's life. This is what the whole thing is. How does it affect one's life? We have already seen in these 5 verses. And how to overcome it. Those are the 2 things we have to see. And how to overcome it we have already talked about. Nistraigunyo bhava. And that is worth repeating because, the way to overcome Maya is to be in Sattva Guna and not take things personally. That is the second thing. Whatever is happening and it is not directed towards you, because otherwise everything is directed towards you, everything is internalized. Here, that's why in the meditation we say keeping the external world external. You can just practice that by watching the breath a few times a day and not internalizing a particularly distressful situation. And just say, okay, this is coming from my head, which is, which was in the clouds, and so now I'm all right, and this is coming from my core issues, and this has nothing to do with the present, because really it doesn't. No matter how painful any situation, doesn't have to do with the present at all. So this is the second thing to remember. Third thing to remember is even if you become reactive in the moment, then you can go back and analyze it, forgive yourself, and then, learn the lessons from that particular reactivity. And know that this is not your nature. You just lost it in the moment. You gave into despair, gave into anger, gave into confusion, whatever it is. So the ability to forgive oneself makes Maya scared. Because Maya is counting on riding on the pillion of hurt, guilt, etc. She wants to just ride. So as long as there is hurt and guilt, she is having a free ride. Like a gymnast. She swings from guilt to hurt to guilt. Like those trapeze artists. Yeah. This is what it is. So when you are able to embrace that hurt and guilt, Maya falls. Yeah. Nothing to hold her. These are the emotions that hold her. Any kind of a clawing emotion, long-standing emotion, anxiety, guilt, hurt, sorrow, fear, so therefore I make it a point to not give into these emotions for too long. How to not do that? Change the channel, go for a walk, jump up and down, and do something else. Do something else, come back. This is what, this is something which is very important to remember, is that Maya feeds off of misery and other distresses. And if one is not in a distress, one is able to keep the distresses at bay, then one is able to have space from Maya. One is able to not come into the wrong identification. That's what it is. Atma Ajnanam, wrong identification. And these are all relative upayas, remedies. They don't substitute not studying Vedanta, because the absolute, answer to Maya, to dropping Maya, self-ignorance, is to study Vedanta. But as you are studying Vedanta, if these attacks happen, these are some relative ways. This is what we have to do. And the next thing, I don't know how many we have talked about, but you are making a list. So, the next one is to remember that all core issues are not within one's reach. Some of them are very chronic and very painful to deal with. That's where, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara come. You have to have a actively prayerful life. But prayer is also Maya. Yes, it is. But it's a nicer Maya than sorrow. Like Sattva Guna is a nicer Guna than Rajas and Tamas. That's why you have to catch hold of Sattva and you have to catch hold of Ishvara. That is what it is. Ishvara is not Maya. Ishvara is you. So, if you have fallen down the rabbit hole of Maya, you have to grope back up using the rungs of Maya. This is what you have to do. And then, you are using it. It's a kind of what is that? You need a thorn to take out another thorn that is embedded in the foot. You need a diamond to cut a diamond. That is what the whole thing is. And so therefore, the thrust of this is surrender. Maya hates surrender to Ishvara. Why? Because she wants you to surrender to Mithya and the finite. Maya hates you to see the large picture, and when you surrender to Bhagavan in prayer, what happens? You are giving up your limitations and laying them at the altar that is limitless. When limitations go under at the feet of the limitless, what remains? Only the limitless remains. The limitations are absorbed into the limitless. The limitations are a projection, and as though projection onto that Atma which is free of limitations. And so that's why, when you chant, when you pray, when you meditate, there is an absorbing feeling with the whole. You become one with Ishvara for that particular ritual, for that particular time of meditation, for that particular song, bhajan, whatever. And that is when Maya steps back. She says, not a place for me here, because, the person is on to something else. So this surrender is very important, because it is all on the relative level. The one who is surrendering is the one who feels attacked by sense of limitation. And the one to whom the surrender, who is the altar of surrender, is the one who is not attacked by limitations. And both are creations of Maya. Really? Jivatvam, is a prasada of Maya. It's like Maya is a jewel maker, jeweler. What did she do? She made a crown studded with gems for Ishvara, crowned him the king of the universe. And then Jiva says, what about me? And how do you describe yourself? I don't know anything, nobody loves me, I'm an idiot, I'm dumb. And then she made him a dunce cap. Go sit at the back of the class till you figure this out. So when you remove their caps, it's just that same Sukha, Chida, Akhanda, Vibodham, Advitiyam. Sukhachit, this Sukhachit, wearing Sukhachit, Anantachit, Satchit, Satchidananda, wearing a crown made of all jewels and declaring itself to be the king of the universe, Ishvara. That same consciousness, Sukhachit, Advitiyam, Akhanda Vibodham, wearing a dunce cap, crying into its hanky, Jiva. The cap, is an embellishment. The cap should not be taken really. Yeah. That is why Vedanta doesn't even, you take off the cap cognitively. You may have certain limitations with the body, mind, sense complex, but you don't see that as you. You identify with the Sukhachit. So you can see Jivatvam, Jivahood is a superimposition upon that free, that which is free of all superimpositions. And as though superimposition, Ishvarahood is also a superimposition upon that Chit, upon that Akhanda consciousness, unbroken, undivided consciousness, limitless consciousness. Both these are there. And who are you? You are neither, you are free of Ishvaratvam, you are free of Jivatvam. You are that Brahman, free enough to sustain Ishvarahood and Jivahood. This is what you have to understand. And when you see this, the Panchadashi sums it up very well. Then you become a Jnani. And what does the Jnani live like? Maya megho jagat niram varshatu esha yada kada or yatha tatha Chidakashasya ka hanihi ko labha iti gatihi. So, imagine you are space, okay? And then it's raining. It starts to rain. Of course, it will rain in space. Where else will it rain? You know. When it rains, does space need a towel to dry off? Does space get wet? Does space go, achoo, I have a cold? No. Does space need Tylenol or hot cocoa? No. Does space need to be brought in and warmed up in front of the fire? No. Why? Because they belong to different orders of reality. Space is unaffected by rain. So let it rain anywhere in space. Doesn't matter. You know, I accommodate the rain without being affected by its wetness. I'm completely, this is what space will say. Correct? And then, you know, I don't need a towel, I'm not going to get a cold, I don't need some flu medicine, I don't need, I don't need anything. I'm unaffected by this rain. Let it rain anywhere, doesn't matter. And then, if it doesn't rain, let's say, you know, there is next, one season, Ativrishti. Ativrishti means too much rain. So does the space get bothered? My patina is wearing off, or my polish is going off. No. Next year, no rain, avrishti. Avrishti means no rain. Does the space say, I'm hot, I'm bothered, I need the rain? No. There's no dependency on rain. You know. I don't gain anything when it rains, space says, and I don't lose anything when it does not rain, space says. So Panchadashikara puts this very well. Maya megha. Maya is the clouds. And when Maya rains, what does she rain? The universe. Jagat Neeram. Maya rains the universe. All the names and forms, fadar, they fall from the sky, so to speak. She makes the impossible possible and she's raining down the universe. Maya megho jagat neeram. And then, who are you? You are the Jnani who is space-like. You are the Jnani who is space-like. And the Jnani is ekdam calm, very calm, and says, Varshatu Esha, poor thing. Let her rain the Jagat. Right in my backyard, right on my head, let her dance. You know, it doesn't matter to me. Yada kada yatha tatha varshatu. Let her rain however she wants, whenever she wants. Let her create more things in the Jagat. Oh, does she create confusion? Let her create even more confusion, no problem. Why? Because I am not affected by it, like the space is not affected by rain. So if there is lot of Maya, I say, you know, agate swagatam, welcome. And then if Maya goes away, I say, nirgate, also bye-bye. You know, if you go, bye-bye. If you come, welcome. It makes no difference to me. Like even, I'm not scared of my own shadow. You know, if the shadow is long, like at 4 o'clock in the evening, I don't run away. And if the shadow disappears at noon, I don't miss it. Because the shadow and I belong to two orders of reality. Maya belongs to the Vyavaharika Satta, you know, Mithya. Maya belongs to the Vyavaharika Satta, the empirical reality of names, forms and finitude. I am that, you know, which is the canvas that as though holds all these things without really holding them, sports them without becoming any one of them. This is finally what is to remember. And the more we study Vedanta, the more you study Vedanta, the more Maya and its effects in the life is unmasked. Very beautiful and a very worthy study. Vedanta study, you know, is understood even better by, you know, unfolding and unmasking the nature of Maya. Okay. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Yeah, my prayers for you to gain this knowledge and to be committed to that, and for you to be safe. Everything is opening up right now, so be careful, be safe, and I wish you good health and all that. So one question here, can we take the Geha as our body? Well, I suppose you could, but here that would be a punarukti dosha. It would be redundant, because above that whole verse was about vinirmite, made of 5 elements. There was a whole verse for just the body, so there is no need to bring body into the picture contextually. Okay, contextually there is no need to do that. You mentioned about happiness in now, yesterday. Yeah, happy now is free of sorrow. Are you sad now? No, you have to say no. Are you sad now? No. Are you sad now? No. But then suppose you say, I'm sad now. That now was then. Now is free of sorrow. Now is Ananta. Now is you. Simple. Yeah, starting tomorrow, one more announcement. 8 to 9 East Coast time, 5 to 6, 8 to 9:30 East Coast time, 5 to 6:30 our West Coast time. We will be having classes on Rudram starting tomorrow evening, and it will go up to the weekend, and Saturday, Sunday will be on the same schedule. Okay, so yeah, please plug in. It will be very nice. Rudram is a wonderful text. So you can start anywhere, doesn't matter, because it is going to be word by word meaning. Okay, yeah, same place tomorrow evening. Yeah, good. I'm glad the summary was helpful. It was a joy having all of you. Take care, be safe. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Tat Sat. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah. Sarve Santu Niramayaha. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. Ma Kaschid Dukha Bhag Bhavet. Asato Ma Satgamaya. Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya. Mrityo Ma Amritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Yeah, for Rudram, see, under class texts, you will see there is a Rudram flyer. You can, you can look at that. I already sent you the Rudram flyer. You were, looking at correcting it. Remember? Yeah, that is the Rudram flyer. So here, the Sri Rudram.doc, that is a Rudram text, and then Rudram flyer is there. You scroll in the class text, and you can find it. Or even if you don't have a flyer, come here tomorrow at 5:30 or 8:30 in the evening, depend on which coast you live. Okay? Yeah. All the best. Take care. Om. Yeah, did you want to say anything? Yeah, link to class means that flyer is posted on the class text. You don't need a link. You already know how to come here. It's the same link. Yeah, same link. Yeah, Meera and Raj, you want to say anything? Did you want to? Maybe they have already left. Yeah, I think they're already gone. Okay, doesn't matter. We'll say that they didn't want to say anything. All right. Oh, all the best. Take care. You are still here. Okay, did you want to say anything? Shall I give you microphone? Let me see if I don't see them here. I don't know where they went. Oh, they'll be under M, I think. That's what I was looking elsewhere. 1 second, wait. There you are. Here. 1 second. Okay, I have enabled your video camera and your microphone also. See if you can talk. See if you can turn on your camera and see if you can talk. Can we hear you? Not there? Okay. Well, probably not working. Ah, there they are. Okay, wonderful. Om. Nice to see both of you. We can't hear you. Your volume. Maybe you are muted. Yes? Can you talk now? Ah, yes. Wonderful. Yeah, Rudram is at 5:30, 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock West Coast time. I think I should mute myself.
Yes, looking forward to it.
Yeah, wonderful. I remember your house. Yeah.
Talk, very much. And it was very good summary. And yeah, we'll join the Rudram talk also.
Yeah, please do. Yeah, it's not 5 a.m., it's 5 p.m., okay? Yeah. So, all the best. Thank you. Thank you to all. Thank you to Meera and Raj. All the best. Take care. Have a good day. Om.
Bye.
Done.